so Module P Lesson 2, the first assignment, was actually supposed to be a whole class assignment. So I'm doing the video to show you guys what you would do. All right, so in the first part, you would have to draw a line of best fit. So, well, first it says to describe the relationship between the results. And it's generally a positive relationship. Okay, so we're just looking for positive. On the diagram, you're going to draw a line of best fit. So you want to use some sort of straight edge, and you want to consider where most of the points are. It kind of helps to maybe like draw a shape around it, and then you can bisect the shape to get your line of best fit. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that's going to be my line of best fit. It kind of goes through most of the points. Your line of best fit can look a little bit different. This varies depending on who's doing it, so not a big deal. All right, so Amanda scored a 20 in math. So you're going to use a line to predict her physics class. So if I go up from 20, here's my 20. So I'm going to go straight up from 20 until it hits the line. And then I'm going to go from that point straight over. And it hits close to the 40. So we're going to predict that her physics grade would be about a 40. Okay, because I went up from the 20 to hit my line and then over to figure out what the physics grade would be. All right, so now let's go to the next one. All right, so this one, the line of best fit would be a lot easier because the points there's not as many points and they're just like all together. So I'm just gonna draw my line. All right, line of best fit. This is definitely a positive relationship. I know you already knew that. Okay, so we're gonna use a line to predict the length of a snake, which is 500 grams in weight. So we are looking from this point right here up to our line. So I'm gonna draw a line straight up. And then from where it hits my line, I'm gonna draw straight over. Okay, and it hits between the 40 and the 50. So we're gonna just go with about 40. Okay, we don't know what the label is. So I just went from the 500 on the weight up to my line and over to see where it hit. And it was about 40. Okay, now your answer could vary a little bit from mine. It should be pretty close to that. All right, so this one is showing a negative trend. But we're not gonna do anything differently, really. And the points are all really nicely put, so I'm just gonna draw a line. Okay. And now we want to estimate the number of walkers who covered 40 kilometers. So I'm gonna go from the 40 straight up to the line and straight over. And it's sitting between the 20 and the 30, so we're gonna say about 25 walkers. Okay, I just found my 40 on the kilometers and went up and over to figure out how many walkers. So that's all you have to do for that part. So then pause it and go back and look if you need to at this point. So the next part was these tables where you had to make your scatter plots for them. So I'm going to do the first two with you. You need to do the other three on your own and make sure everything gets submitted in Seesaw. Okay, so the first one is talking about a class test and a final exam. And if we look at it, the class test part goes from 11 up to, it was in the 30s, 38. Okay, so I need to make sure that my line goes to at least 40. Okay, and then that's for my x-axis. And then on the final exam, that is going from in the 20s, 27 up to 80. So I have to make sure I go as high as 80, and I'm going to start at 0 on both of them. All right, so I'm just going to draw my y-axis down. See how far I need to go. All right, so I know I need to go as high as 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Okay. So I'm going to start my x-axis here. And it's not going to have to go very far. So I need to go up to 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40. I do it this way because I write big. So, okay. So now we have our graph with our points. Or we have our graph to put our points on. All right, so we're going to do 25, 52. This is 25, about 52. And then 60, 27. Oh no, sorry, 27, 60. 27, 60. And you can be approximate. The nice thing about scatter plots is it does not have to be perfect. All right, 34 to 70. 18 to 40. 23 to 45. 11 to 27. You don't want to be totally off, but you want, you still want to be close, but you can be a little bit off, and it's okay. All right, so it's 11 to 27, 28 to 61, 38 to 80, 16 to 40, this is 16, 40, 20 to 45, 14 to 33, and 26 to 60. All right, so part right there. Okay, so that's part A of number 10. We draw a line of best fit. The points are all pretty much together, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw my line. Okay, so I got my line of best fit. And now I want to find that this one dude scored a 35 on the class test, so we got to estimate the mark for the final exam. Now the only thing I'm missing here is that I should have put labels. This was my class test. This was the final. And make sure we do the right thing. All right, so we're going from 35 on the class test. So going out to my line, and then I'm going to go straight over, and it's hitting a little bit more than 70, so, about 70. As long as your answer is somewhere around there, then you would be good. Okay? All right, so that was... Okay, so we're going to look at the ice cream problem next. This top row goes from 11 to 28. This bottom row goes from 11 to 55, I believe is the highest one. So I'm going to make sure that this is going to go to at least 30 and this is going to go to at least 60. So, got my graph ready. 30 and 60, this is ice cream. Okay. So we're going to plot the points to get our scatter plot. This will be 14, 25, 21, 37, 37, 24, 46, 18, 33, 28, 55, 27, 52, 20, 38, 16, 26, 22, 39, and 11, 15. Okay, so the first question it asks is to describe the relationship between the temperature and the ice cream sales. This is definitely showing a positive trend. Positive relationship. So that's the answer to B. Now we need a line of best fit. So this is actually really pretty linear, which is helpful. Okay, so I got my line of best fit. And then for D, it says, one day the temperature was 25 degrees Celsius. Use your line to estimate the number of ice cream sold that day. So I'm gonna go from the 25 straight up to my line. Okay, and it hits there. So I'm gonna go straight over. And it hits between 45 and 50. So I'm gonna say that the answer is about 48. As long as you're between 45 and 50, you'd be good. About 48 ice creams. Okay, so that is number 11, the ice cream problem. Okay, so now you need to do 12, 13, and 14 on your own. And make sure you get submitted. Graph papers at the front of the room. If you can, use both sides of the graph paper. Because of the pens I was using, I couldn't do that. But that's it. If you have any questions, please make sure that you ask.